Good day, everyone. I am here to present to you the historical antecedents in which social considerations change the course of science and technology. Let's start with the ancient period. Human times developed from their ancestors, accumulation and transfer of knowledge evolved respectively. Simple tools became more efficient. Yes, the ability to make survival weapons from bones, woods, and antlers, from hunters to farmers and fishermen, slowly but surely, different elements are coming together to the level of sophistication, commonly referred to as civilization. Under this is the Sumerian civilization during 3500 before Christ. Sumerian civilization emerged 3500 before Christ in the southern region of Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq. Mesopotamia, science and technology developed during the Europe period and early dynastic period 2900 to 1750 BCE. Agriculture as a primary source of livelihood created irrigation system by constructing dikes and canals to control flooding. First explored the practice of scientific hypothesis, engaged in technological innovation, and created the written word, developed mathematics, astronomy, and astrology, and even fashioned the concept of time. Credited for developing the first formal writing system called the cuneiform. Developed the sexagesimal number system of counting in units and intervals of 60. Also discovered the wheel, the sail, writing, maps, mathematics, time and clocks, astronomy, and astrology. Babylonian civilization, 3500 to 500 BC. It is located in the border of the famous Euphrates and Tigris rivers in Iraq. Digs canals and developed earthen dikes to irrigate their crops and provide water to their livestock. Adopted the Sumerian sexagesimal system. Babylonian astronomers compiled lists of planets and stars. Egyptian civilization between 5000 to 3000 BC, 100 BC. Geographically situated in the northeastern part of Africa, produced a variety of earthenwares and pottery items, work and metals to produce tools, weapons, and agricultural implements. Constructed dwellings made of reeds and air-dried mud bricks. Built great pyramids. Ancient Egyptians devised a 365-day calendar. Greek civilization, 1100 before Christ. Scientific works of wise and gifted Greeks, such as Thales, Socrates, Hippocrates, Aristotle, Archimedes, and Ptolemy served as foundation and pillars of Western civilization. Innovative contribution to a wide range of human activities, from sports to medicine, architecture to democracy. The port of the Nile were opened for the first time to Greek trade. Art of deductive reasoning. The Greek achievements in mathematics and astronomy were one of the finest in antiquity. Mathematics developed first, aided by the influence of Egyptian mathematics. Astronomy flourished later during the Hellenistic period after Alexander the Great conquered the East, aided by the influence of Babylon. Pythagoras was the founder and leader of sect where great philosophy, religion, art, and mysticism were all fused together. Aristotle was the first philosopher who developed a systematic study of logic. Roman civilization, 102 to 44 before Christ. The Romans developed infrastructure networks and constructed roads from Rome to other places in Italy. Practical contributions to the evolution of fields like architecture, engineering, and medicine. Practical use to produce effective tools and catapults. Biology must improve agricultural yields, and mathematics and geometry must combine to provide the best answers in order to build the most impressive domes and arcs. Catu, the famous orator, also wrote a valuable treatise, De Agricultura, which gave advice and helped to run a good estate, which notes on wine and oil production and various remedies for crop diseases. Seneca, his work in natural philosophy included studies of meteorology, earthquakes, volcanoes, comets, and meteors. Galen, of Greek origin, who became a physician to emperors after starting his career, administering medical aid to gladiators. Chinese civilization. Chinese philosophers made significant advances in science, technology, mathematics, and astronomy. Earliest inventions were the abacus, the shadow clock, and the first flying machines such as kites and combing lanterns. The four great inventions of ancient China, the compass, gunpowder, paper making, and printing, were among the most important technological advances only known in Europe by the end of the Middle Ages. Oldest long-standing contributions of the ancient Chinese are the traditional Chinese medicine, including acupuncture and herbal medicine derived from Taoist philosophy. The Chinese use natural gas for lighting. They use bamboo strips or paper made from barks to write on. Developed the technology of paper making and invention of printing press. Developed and invented earthquake weather clock, or what is now known as the seismograph. The Great Wall, as seen today, is the result of the grand-scale reconstruction over a period of 100 years during the Ming Dynasty. Okay, the next period is the medieval period. It is considered to be artistic periods in the history of humans and said to be the start of the first industrial revolution. Birth of medieval universities, which benefited from the translated texts provided a new structure for scientific communities, also known as the Dark Ages, since there are few written records from this era. 6th to 9th century, the heavy wheel plow first appeared in Slavic lands before it came to northern Italy. By the 8th century, it was used in the Rhineland. The heavy plow was important in cultivation of the rich, heavy, often wet soils of northern Europe. Horse collars, 6th to 9th. The horse collar went through multiple evolutions from the 6th to 9th centuries. It allowed more horse pulling power, such as with the heavy plows. Economy of the Middle Ages from the 5th century may be described as feudal. 9th to 11th century, artesian well, 1126. A thin rod with a hard iron cutting edge is placed in a borehole and repeatedly struck with a hammer. Underground water pressure forces the water up the hole without pumping. Artesian well are named for Artus in France, where the first was drilled by Carthusian monks in 1126. Spectacles in 1280s from Florence, Italy. Convex lenses to help far-sighted people. Concave lenses for nearsighted people weren't developed before the 15th century. The recipe for making gunpowder appeared in the book in Europe in 1242. Roger Bacon, an English friar and philosopher, was the first to describe the formula. Gun soon followed. 12th to 14th century. Hourglass in 1338. A dependable, affordable, and accurate measure of time. The instrument is not liable to freeze as other time measurement system of time did. Hourglasses are a medieval innovation first documented in Siena, Italy. Mechanical clocks in 13th to 14th. A European innovation, these weight-driven clocks were used primarily in clock towers. Plate armor, 14th late. The best in personal armor in terms of body protection and the skills involved in working metal. Large and complete full plates of armor appear by the end of 14th century. The Renaissance period from 14th to 17th century considers the bridge for Middle Age and modern history. Means rebirth in French. Time of great beauty, art, creativity, imagination, and curiosity. Age of exploration. Alchemy is the study of transmutation of materials through obscure processes. It is sometimes described as an early form of chemistry. 16th to 17th century. The telescope was invented by Dutchman Hans Lippershey in 1570 to 1619. In 1610, using his improved design, Galileo Galilei, 1564 to 1642, was able to prove that the Earth revolved around the Sun. This confirmed the ideas of the Polish astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus in 1473 to 1543, but it angered the Catholic Church, who had adopted the idea that the Earth was the center of everything. Hans Janssen and his son put glass lenses together in 1590 to make a primitive microscope. Anton van Leeuwenhoek, between 1632 to 1723, took his invention a step further in 1676 with a magnification of 270 times and discovered tiny single-celled creatures in pond water. Ultimately, this helped our understanding of microorganisms and diseases. Industrial Revolution. Transition to new manufacturing processes. This transition included going from hand production methods to machines, the increasing use of steam power, the development of machine tools, and the rise of the factory system. The 18th century. Scottish inventor James Watt's refinement to the steam engine began the revolution. Robert Fulton invented the steamboat using one of the engines of Watt. Light bulb was invented by Thomas Edison. George Stephenson developed the first steam-powered locomotive. Scientist Louis Pasteur came as with the food preparing process known as pasteurization. He also developed a vaccination for anthrax and rabies. An oil refinery or petroleum refinery is an industrial process plant where crude oil is transformed and refined into more useful products such as petroleum. The 19th century. In North America, the first oil well was drilled in 1858 by James Miller Williams in Oil Springs, Ontario, Canada. The rise of modern industry was witnessed in the 19th century. The effects of scientific and technological developments are evident in the areas of communication, transportation, and electricity. This marked the birth of industrial research laboratory, where the direction of the research was determined by the specific needs of the firm.
The construction of public power system, starting in 1880, made use of current dynamo, a direct application of Faraday's discovery in 1831.